Welcome back to Discovering an Educated Life. This is Megan, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit today about what we're doing for My Father's World Adventures in U.S. History, specifically in Bible for the first 6 weeks of school. Just going to do a quick overview of what we've covered so far. So this year is all about the names of Jesus, and we've made a poster, which I'm going to try to enter into here, and we have been doing some readings. We also focused on like the importance of a name, which, where did I put that? I put that in her language arts binder, so I'll show you that. We talked about the importance. My daughter's name is Abby, or Abigail. So we talked a little bit about that at the beginning of the year. So she has this little like acrostic poem, and then she wrote her name and what it means. Abby means my father's joy. And that's when we started working on how to do her name in cursive. She also, I wrote her a letter about her name and the importance of her name and why I chose that name for her. And that's like all an amazing part of My Father's World. We also, I really love how they integrate that like relationship aspect into it. So the other things we've done is she's been reading through her Discovers Bible, and she's really loving this. She actually has multiple regular Bibles that she's been reading through, but this one, without having, it doesn't have commentary. It sometimes has pictures and stuff like this. She's actually enjoying the sections we've read. So another thing that we've done a lot of is crafts. So leading up to digging into like the names of Jesus, because that's what we'll be covering the whole year this year, and there's a lot of scripture that we've read along with it. We've done like some different crafts. We have Jesus and she did like the crayon and melted it with the iron, and then there's a little candle back there she made, and it just says Jesus is the light of the world. That was when we were doing that scripture, and she made this one. It's the sun. It says Jesus is the light of the world. She wrote it on there. I think she's supposed to hang this one, but we haven't hole punched it yet. And then I bought one of these little things from Dollar Tree. And what I'm doing is for her scripture memorization, I put it on these cards. So I'll just put every word on a card, and I shuffle them and give them to her. And she just goes in the living room floor and organizes them. And this one was I am the light of the world. John 8:12. So she will go in and do that, and I just bought this so I can keep them separated, and then we can practice as we get to that. So then I'm trying to see what else. We're making our poster, like I said, and so this is her copy work of her scripture, and this John 8:12, I'm the light of the world. Whoever follows me will never walk in darkness, but will have the light of life. And so we've just started on, I am the bread of life. So those are the two names that she's done. And I put this right on the fridge. So I'll tell you what I'm doing with these. I put this on our fridge, which if you don't know, my fridge is like right over here. This is like our whole homeschool area. We live in a small condo, so I do a lot of things on our fridge. It just makes it convenient, and I can like take a picture of that. I have like her responsibility chart, any memorization, like poetry and everything she's working on. And then whenever something like this, and I might do a video of that. Like if anybody's interested, let me know of like how I set that all up, because we have the small space we use for school. And so this has all of her scriptures, and what will happen is, I'm like dropping everything here and all of her worksheets. So this is all of the actual scriptures on this side that we'll do for the year. And once she gets done with this, because we now moved on, I will just put this in here with one of these sheet protectors, and then she'll have all of these in her Bible notebook. So this notebook is specifically for Bible. She has 3 notebooks: history, Bible, and a literature, science, everything else notebook. And then obviously like she does have a book of centuries, but that's everything for Bible that we've done so far this year. She's really, the main thing is she's loving reading this, and she's doing her actual Bible reading this year. And so I like that it's not super overwhelming or heavy, but a lot of things are integrated into this. So as I'm saying, like, that doesn't seem like a lot, but as we did like Jesus is the light of the world, we studied constellations, the sun, we did a lot of stuff with science to like reinforce that verse and what we're knowing about God. And then we do Jesus as the bread of life. We're kind of focusing on that for science. We did an experiment with yeast this week. We're making bread next week. We're talking about like the importance of bread. So it's like making you correlate those topics from real life science, real world things over to the Bible and like integrating all of that together. And I think that's super important, and why it might seem kind of light, but she's done quite a few readings, like, and let me see. I believe she read like, I think she read a whole chapter this week of one book, and she's read a lot of verses. Just like, we did a little section in one of the weeks where we read about Jesus in the New Testament, and then we went back and read about like, this is like talking about Jesus in the Old Testament, and she loved doing that too. So there's a lot of things like that we've done that I'm not gonna like give away what my Father's World scheduled, but it was a lot of Bible reading. So that's what we've been doing for our first 6 weeks of Bible. And let me know if you have any questions, or let me know what you've done so far and your school year. Specifically with my Father's World, I'm really interested in sharing and talking to other people who are using the same curriculum as us. And don't forget to hit like and subscribe.